Dance of the Shadows, The Legend of the Reaper of the Night. Chapter 1, Quiet Night Walk. In this city that never sleeps, the lights are prosperous but hide murderous intent. Between the buildings, neon lights flicker and smoke swirls, like a maze of ghosts wandering. Here, there is no real day, only alternating darkness and cold light. When night fell, a figure quietly slid across the rooftop, as agile as a cat, so light that it almost made no sound. This person's name is Rainya. He is the most mysterious assassin in the city, with mysterious whereabouts and deadly methods. Some say that he is a being formed by shadows, and some say that he is the embodiment of death. Rainya is now climbing the facade of a skyscraper, targeting a gang leader named Dragon Scales. This Dragon Scale has an iron-fisted gangster with extremely cruel methods and controls one of the largest drug smuggling routes in the city. The police were powerless to shake it, but Rainya planned to end this crime in his own way. You know what? The drug that Long Scale loves to use is actually called Kiss of the Night. It's really ironic. The corner of Lin Yi's mouth curled up with a sneer, as cold as frost in a winter night. He came to the top floor of the building, the window slowly opened, and inside were several gang members plotting something. Sneaking in the dark in the cold night, every step is precise and silent. Finally, he gently suppressed one of them from behind and quickly took down the other enemies. Just as he was about to leave, Long Lin himself appeared and said coldly, "Rainya, I didn't expect you to dare to come here to seek death." Rainya smiled faintly, took out the dagger in his hand, and asked, "Dragon Scales, who will die first this time?" Before the words fell, the two had already started a life and death battle. Chapter 2, Fog in the Mirror. Rainya successfully defeated the Dragon Scales, but accidentally discovered an ancient map marking a hidden underground ancient city, the Mist Realm. This underground ancient city is said to contain an artifact that can change fate, the Mirror Heart. He knew that this was no ordinary adventure, and it would involve more battles between the dark forces. Rainya decided to find out the truth and went to the Mist Realm. On the way, he met a mysterious woman named Yueling. She claims to be the guardian of the ancient city of Mist and warns Rainya not to set foot in the Forbidden Land easily. "Do you know that the Mirror of Fate reflects not only the future, but also the secrets of the past?" Yueling said in a low voice. Rainya shrugged his shoulders and said jokingly, "Then I'm not afraid, my past is like the knife in my hand, sharp and cold." The two embarked on a journey through the Mist Realm together. Chapter 3, Lost in Illusion. The ancient city of Misty is full of illusions and traps, and Rainya and Yueling must trust each other to solve the mystery. On the way, they meet a teenager trapped in a fantasy world named Akabane. Akabane was born with the ability to sense fragments of the future, but this ability caused him to have a nervous breakdown and become a prisoner in the ancient city. Akabane told them that the Mirror Heart was not a simple artifact, but a magic mirror that could reflect the darkness deep in people's hearts. Everyone who touches it must face their deepest fears and secrets. As they approached the center of the mirror step by step, the illusion became more and more intense. Rainya saw the shadow of his youth and heard the call of his brother when he died. Yueling fell into a betrayed past, tears slipping silently. "Each of us has darkness that we don't want to face," Chibane said softly. Chapter 4, The Truth in the Shadows. In front of the Mirror Heart, Rainya saw the truth that shocked him. His past was not a lone assassin, but was involved in a conspiracy about the fate of the entire city. His brother, Rinho, did not die, but became the leader of another dark organization, the Shadow Blade Society. It turns out that behind the mask of death is an endless family feud. Rainya clenched the dagger and his eyes were firm. Yueling also revealed that her guardian identity was actually a member of the Shadow Blade Society sent to monitor Rainya. But after this journey, she chose to stand on the side of Rainya. A decisive battle for the family is about to begin. Chapter 5, The Blood Symphony. The spectral blade will begin a frenzy all over the city, intending to reclaim the mirror and control the entire underworld. Rainya, Yueling and Akabane join forces to plan a confrontation. The night of the city became a battlefield with gunfire and knife light intertwined. Akabane's foresight ability became the key, and he could detect the ambush and strategy of the Shadow Blade Society in advance. Yueling used her dexterity and ninjutsu to cover the team. Rainya defeated the enemy one by one with calmness and ruthlessness. The final battle took place at the highest tower in the city, and Rin Ye and Rin Feng came face to face. The two brothers drew their swords at each other in the night, and the cold light of the knife reflected their similar and very different figures. Why did you betray our family? Rin Ye asked. In this world, only believe in the strong. Lin Fen sneered, and you will always be only a shadow. The blades are intertwined, sparks fly, and the past grievances and unfinished emotions of the two are intertwined into a bloody symphony. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 6 Rebirth at Dawn. After the decisive battle, Rin Fen was defeated, and the shadow blade would disintegrate. Rin Ye held the mirror heart in his hand, but did not choose to control the power, but sealed it deep underground. No matter how deep the shadow is, there will eventually be a moment of dawn. Rin Ye muttered to himself. Yueling and Akabane chose to stay in the city to protect this land that was once swallowed by darkness. The cold night disappeared into a sea of neon lights, continuing to wander on the edge of light and shadow. He is the god of death, and the guardian, the eternal shadow walker. Chapter 7 The Ghost in the Shadows. After Rin Ye left, the city gradually regained its apparent tranquility, but the undercurrent underground still did not subside. In the ancient basement that sealed the mirror heart, whispers and faint light were faintly heard, as if there were unfinished stories deep in the mirror. Yueling and Akabane shouldered the mission of protection, but gradually felt an inexplicable pressure. Akabane's foresight began to spiral out of control, and he was frequently haunted by terrifying visions that saw future disasters. This is not an ordinary omen. Yueling frowned, the power of the mirror heart is still awakening. During a routine inspection, Akabane found a mysterious rune, which was the same as the pattern on the mirror center, but it was depicted even more bizarrely. As the runes lit up, a shadow suddenly appeared. It was the ghost of Lin Fen. Brother, this war is not over yet. Lin Feng's voice echoed coldly. Chiao was shocked and hurriedly told Yueling. The two decided to look for Rin Yi, wanting to use his power to seal the ghost's resentment. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 8 The Fog on the Way Home. On the edge of the city, in a dilapidated cafe, Rin Ye bowed her head and sipped bitter coffee. His figure is hidden in smoke and shadows, like a mystery that can never be seen. Yueling and Akabane find him and tell him about the vision of the underground ghost. Rin Ye was silent for a moment after hearing this, and a trace of pain flashed in her eyes. The existence of ghosts means that we have not yet revealed the true truth. Rin Ye said, Rin Feng. Not only brothers, but he is also controlled by an even more powerful dark force. The three decided to join forces again and return to the Mist Ancient City to find the key to cracking the spectral soul curse. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 9 The Abyss of the Ancient City. Deep within the ancient city of mist lies a long-lost mysterious altar that is said to lead to another dimension, a realm where darkness and light intertwine. After the three entered, the air was solemn and the illusion was even more crazy. In Akabane's hallucination, he saw himself as the embodiment of darkness, devouring everything. Yueling saw the reappearance of her past of betraying Lin Ye. The night is surrounded by the ghosts of countless enemies of the past. We have to face our inner darkness. Rin Ye said slowly. They walked into the center of the altar, and the mirror heart was quietly placed on the altar. The light was faint, but it seemed to flicker with their state of mind. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 10 Crack in the Mirror Heart. Rin Ye reached out and touched the mirror heart, and suddenly the mirror surface cracked, and a dark tentacle stretched out like a ghost, trying to pull him into the mirror world. Yueling and Akabane worked together to grab him, and the three of them were sucked into the mirror and came to a distorted mirror world. Here, everyone becomes their own shadow, walking in a maze of intertwined light and shadow. Lin Feng's ghost appeared and sneered, "This is your end and a new beginning." The truth about the mirror heart is gradually revealed. The mirror heart is actually a container that seals an ancient evil god, and the dark power of this evil god has destroyed countless worlds. Rin Fen was possessed by the power of the evil god and became his agent in the world. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 11 Dark Confrontation. In the mirror world, Rin Ye and Rin Feng confronted each other again, but this time on a larger scale. Rin Fen's body was no longer entirely human, and the dark power wrapped around his limbs like vines, exuding a suffocating sense of oppression. Only by killing me can you stop all this. Lin Fen roared. Rinye gritted his teeth and took out the dagger that had been with him for many years, which was engraved with talismans, which was his only weapon that could resist the power of the evil god. Yueling and Akabane were on the side to resist the phantoms and attacks emitted by the evil god. Yuling's figure shuttled like a shadow, and Akabane guided his teammates to dodge the fatal blow with his foresight of the future. Finally, Rinye stabbed into Rinfeng's chest with a knife, and the dark tentacles dissipated with a whining sound. Linfeng's body slowly softened, revealing his own expression, full of relief and pain. Chapter 12 A New Dawn. The dark power of the mirror center gradually subsided, and the mirror surface returned to its original state. The three of them finally sealed the evil god back into the mirror heart and strengthened the sealing talisman. Yuling looked into the distance and said softly, "This city can finally usher in a new light." Akabane nodded, "But we must always be vigilant, the darkness will not disappear completely, just wait for the next opportunity." Linya looked at the dawn sky and smiled indifferently, "Shadows will eventually accompany the light. My mission is not over yet." They knew that this battle was just the beginning, and there were countless secrets waiting to be revealed in the future. Chapter 13 The Bond of Loss. After the mirror heart is resealed, the city seems to return to calm, but Rinye knows that the darkness never really disappears. He decided to investigate the mysterious forces operating in the shadows. By chance, Rinye learns that an ancient organization called the Moonblade Society is quietly being rebuilt, which holds secrets related to the mirror heart and possesses the forbidden power to control the shadows. Rinye, Yuling, and Akabane infiltrate the secret base of the Moonblade Society, only to find a familiar face lurking inside, Xiaolan, the shadow fox who was once thought to be dead. Xiaolan looked indifferent, and her eyes flashed with an unfathomable light. "Rinye, our paths are destined to intersect to the end." Xiaolan revealed that the Moonblade Society intends to use the power of the mirror heart to break the boundaries between darkness and light and create a new order, but this path will bring unprecedented chaos. The interests of the three parties are intricate, and Rinye is faced with a choice, alongside the former enemy, or completely cut off this dangerous path. Chapter 14 The Shadow Fox's Conspiracy. The conspiracy of the Moonblade Society was gradually exposed, and they successfully mastered part of the energy of the mirror heart and began to experiment with the transformation of darkness, trying to materialize the shadow of the city and become their combat weapon. Rinye and Tsukiling infiltrate the Moonblade Society's core laboratory with the intention of sabotaging the plan. But Xiaolan had already set a trap, and the three of them fell into a nightmare woven from dark illusions. Akabane's foresight is also limited by the illusion, and he misses critical opportunities again and again. Just when the situation was desperate, Rinye broke the rhythm of the illusion with a cold joke, "You dark players, how can even I laugh out loud?" The laughter was like an icebreaker, and the illusion began to disintegrate. The three of them tried their best to finally stop the core plan of the Moonblade Society. However, Xiaolan mysteriously disappeared, leaving only the meaningful words, "The shadow will always find its way." Chapter 15 The Eve of the Storm. The city is once again in turmoil, dark forces are on the rise, the underground black market is active, and the police are powerless to control the situation. Rinye decides to gather her former allies and prepare for the storm that is coming. Yueling made more shadow assassins in the underworld, and Akabane also contacted the mysterious network of propagators. The three formed a secret alliance and vowed to protect the tranquility of the city. In the city at night, neon lights flashed, knives flashed in the dark alleys, and the duel between shadow and light was ready to go. Chapter 16 Bloody Dawn. The day of the decisive battle is finally coming. The Moonblade Society and the Shadow Alliance faced off in the heart of the city, with the sky covered in thick smoke, like a bloody dawn. Linya and Xiaolan met again, and the two of them intertwined the ultimate dance of darkness and light. Every confrontation seems to affect the lifeblood of the city. Tsukiling and Akabane plan tactics to help Rinya break the enemy's dark barrier. In the end, Linya sealed Xiaolan with the last power of the mirror heart, and at the same time sealed himself, becoming the new guardian of the mirror heart, always guarding the balance between darkness and light. Finale. The city has regained temporary calm, darkness remains, but Rin Knight has become an invisible guardian. His figure occasionally flashes in the night, and cold jokes still accompany his footsteps. Sukiling and Akabane continue to protect the city, becoming a bridge between shadow and light. The mirror heart is securely sealed, waiting for the next trusted guardian. The story is like the night of the city, always swaying between light and shadow, and the legend of the cold night will also be passed on forever in this darkness. Underscore 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 un. Postscript. The geese pass through the sound, and the bounces without a trace. Rin Ye once said so. In this city full of contradictions and temptations, everyone is the protagonist of their own story, and darkness is a test that every soul must face. The story of Rin Ye tells us that no matter how deep the shadow is, one day it will dance with the light. As long as there is light in your heart, even if you become a god of death, you can protect the most precious warmth. May the night of this city always have an invisible shadow silently guarding every sleepless soul.